House unanimously passes 6 demands for grants amounting to 525 crore, 16 lakh 60,000 rupees, 5th day of 12th session of 11th Manipur Legislative Assembly. Chief Minister Nongthammambiren appeals to Federation of Government College Teachers Association to withdraw agitation. Combined team arrests 2 miscreants who were trading drugs by abusing police and press stickers from different places of Imphal East district. Joint Action Committee against proposed diversion of Kangpokpi bypass of National Highway No. 2 withdraws proposed 72 hours interstate Chakka Bandh. Manipur reports 7th new confirmed cases of COVID-19. No COVID fatality in last 24 hours. Death toll remains at 373. And India logs single-day spike of 9,110 new COVID-19 cases, taking country's tally above 1 crore 8 lakh 48,000. Recovery rate stands above 97%. Kurumjari, good evening. You are watching Tuesday Primetime English Bulletin on Impact News. And I'm Victoria Rajkumari with you. Before we begin, Impact News would like to make an appeal to all our viewers that to stay protected from coronavirus, wash your hands frequently, wear your face masks properly and maintain a safe distance while stepping outside from your homes or workplaces. Remember, these 3 simple precautions are all that it takes to defeat the pandemic. Now the top stories. House unanimously passed 6 demands for grants amounting to 525 crore 16 lakh 60,000 rupees today on the 5th day of the ongoing 12th session of the 11th Manipur Legislative Assembly. The 6 demands are demand number 1, State Legislature; demand number 2, Council of Minister; demand number 3, Secretariat; demand number 6, Transport; demand number 16, Cooperation; and demand number 48, Relief and Disaster Management. Congress MLA Okram Rajkumari raised policy cut motions on demand number 6, that is Transport, and demand number 48, Relief and Disaster Management, while MLA N. Loken gave observation on demand number 2, Council of Minister, and demand number 16, Cooperation. Finance Minister in charge and Deputy Chief Minister Yomnam Joykumar moved the 6 demand for grants for discussion and voting in the House. After deliberation on the demands and approval by all the members, House Speaker Yomnam Khemchan passed the 6 demand for grants. The Speaker then adjourned the Assembly session until 11 a.m. tomorrow. Congress MLA Okram Rajkumari raised calling attention motion on the proposed class boycott by Federation of Government College Teachers Association, Phegokta, Manipur, starting February 17. He drew the attention of Education Minister Sorokhaibam Rajan and House Leader Chief Minister Nongthammambiren and said students will face problems due to intensifying agitation of Phegokta. MLA Rajkumari Okram said that with the improvement of a COVID-19 pandemic situation, educational institutions in Manipur and other parts of the world have started reopening after being closed since the outbreak of the pandemic. Responding to the motion, N. Biren said the government had talks with Phegokta representatives at various stages and the state cabinet has already decided to fulfill the association's demand. He opined that people in the state ought to acknowledge the impact of the pandemic on the state's economy. Biren said budget of every department have been reduced to half in the wake of the pandemic. He lamented that over the representatives of the association carrying out protest meets, pressing their demand in such tough times, stating that the state government is always ready for dialogues. The Chief Minister appealed to the agitating teachers to revoke their decision for class boycott. Congress MLA Okram Rajkumari raised policy cut motion during discussion on demand for grant for demand number 6 transport. He demanded the Transport Department to take the unregulated transport fares to cap passenger fares and announce the same to the public. MLA Rajkumari maintained that passenger service providers are charging passengers at their whims, taking advantage of COVID-19 pandemic and price hike of petrol and diesel. He stressed that hike in passenger fares affect daily wages and women vendors. The MLA drew the attention of the Transport Minister on reported corruption in issuance of a driving license and non-registration of vehicles amid the pandemic. Responding to the policy cut motion, House Leader N. Biren assured of taking an apt decision on transport fares by consulting with the relevant minister and officials in the short of announcing the same to the public at the earliest. He added that intense traffic safety drives are underway to nab traffic violators to prevent road mishaps. MLA Okram Rajkumari further raised a policy cut motion on demand for grant for relief and disaster management by stating that relief and disaster management is not up to the mark in containing COVID-19 pandemic in the state. He pointed out that if State Disaster Relief Force SDRF personnel had been properly trained, active cases of COVID-19 in the state will have been much lower. MLA Rajkumari expressed dissatisfaction over the action of SDRF under the Relief and Disaster Management. He said SDRF personnel should have been well trained when Manipuris stranded outside the state were brought back by train at Jiribam and by flights at Imphal International Airport. Responding to the policy cut motion, Chief Minister Nongthammam Biren said Manipur was the first state to take immediate and proper precautionary measures against COVID-19 in the country. He refuted the MLA by stating that relief and disaster management took swift and timely measures by abiding health experts' guidelines. He maintained that SDRF under the NDRF took adequate and alert measures under the National Disaster Act in Jiribam district. He added that the state government carried out proper screening of incoming people at the Jiribam Mao Gate entry points and at the airport. He added that the government even sealed the Indo-Myanmar borders to prevent transmission of coronavirus from the neighboring country. A combined team of Imphal East District Police and volunteers of Yungkaibam Athletic Development Association (YADA) have nabbed 2 miscreants who were trading drugs by abusing police and press stickers from different locations of the district. The arrested persons are 32-year-old Muhammad Sar Khan, son of late Muhammad Inden from Khergaon, Yungkaibam, Makhalaikai, and 29-year-old Muhammad Safikur, son of late Muhammad Muzibu from Khetri, Yangbilerak. Speaking to media at Irilbung Police Station today, Imphal East District SP Hobijam Jogesh Chandra said, acting on a tip-off, a combined team of SDPO Lamlai, Narcotic Cell Imphal East OC, Irilbung Police Station OC and YADA volunteers arrested Muhammad Sar Khan from Kongba Standard College Crossing. Jogesh Chandra said the team recovered 26 grams of heroin powder and unaccounted number of SP tablets upon checking Sar Khan's car I-20 Esta bearing registration number HR26DK1014. Acting on Sar Khan's confession, his Tata Dipper driver Muhammad Safikur was also arrested. The SP said police has recovered 22 grams of heroin powder in plastic vials from Safikur. SP Jogesh Chandra said police has been hunting Sher Khan for quite some time in connection with a drug-related case. Police has also received police and press stickers used by the miscreants.
Ya maru iba hogi case ke amda chenadana casing du ding asagi police gari thukai rakpa yada club ki office thukai rakpa mioi kya da kihandana khotana machai ma ki drug ki kano se ista khetriga area da drug yona bahona bada yam kan always crime creator ko miyo emani aduna phar ba miyo en si khoi ujik iril bung police station na sinaraga ke samal lokale makhata na khoi legal action adu investigation makhata na dum chathajarani akoi nu thigada ba kayam sleri dum khoi makhata na investigation chatharani mana season aba royal enfield gari su khoi da ujik moi khoi custody loina ba local ure khetrigau ki area da drug ki thabak tori ba sing ase prajana lairiba dwagi lekai gi miyo sina police department aduga yada club ko loina chali ba seista mayam na mateng pangbiyo akoi punna war against drugs ketigau area la tori ba se akoi successful oina na ba akoi hona ba se mayam gi mateng suni jari amaso akoi leptana thabak si chatha jagani hai ba se ai mayam na thamjage.
Thoubal District Police has arrested a man who carried out extortions by impersonating as a cadre of proscribed KCP Lamyanba Kuman. The arrested miscreant is Waikom Jacob, alias Chan of Tekcham Laibung Laikai. Police arrested him on February 8 around midnight from Tekcham Haining Shoi. Jacob is accused of extorting money from general public, elected members and businessmen of Tekcham village. He has been handed over to Khongzom Police Station for necessary legal actions. Joint Action Committee against the proposed diversion of the Kangpokpi bypass of the National Highway No. 2 has called off its proposed 72 hours interstate Chakka Ban on the National Highway after signing a memorandum of understanding with the government. JC had earlier called the ban from February 8 midnight against government's failure to fulfill their demand regarding the expansion project of Tumuyong Kulen to Tumnong Pokpi Road in Senapati district. Social researcher Serto Tondana Kom has stressed on the need for state ministers and relevant officers to devise effective strategies to generate adequate revenue by pointing out that state budget estimates 2021 to 2022 seems to be dependent on centre's grants. Speaking to media at Manipur Press Club today, Serto Tondana Kom said state tax revenue is less than 10% in this year's budget estimates and share in central taxes and duties is only 22%, while state non-tax revenue is only 1.8%. He pointed out that 66.5% seems to be centre's grant. He stressed on the need to carry out a necessary drive to collect tax from people who are liable to pay taxes in the state to generate adequate revenue instead of only waiting for centre's grant. The social researcher added that not much changes can be seen in total capital outlays compared to the previous years. He expressed disappointment that funds have not been earmarked in the budget to facilitate small-scale industries and entrepreneurs.
State ki specific plan ama siem laga paisa se karamai lakada uribno haibadi center na dum pirakani haiba po leitabani na center da base ngatang tawdabis da from statehood phangbadagi sidagi sina akoina niraga chabase sigi source khitang simdong na bhaiba tare kaino oinabagi damakta strategy specific plan state na ama mathau tarabra suggestion ne ko revenue consumption expenditure se aikoi 78.33% yauria ba out of 100 manung da housing development tawgo da se only 21.67% ga tanya ba 2021-22 sida kayamuk aikoi na development se aikoi gi state ki damak da tawbang ngam da uriba no haiba se chawa question amane aba.
Kabui Samiti Manipur President PG Makuningpu Kabui has asserted that Gangai is an exclusive festival of the Kabui community and not that of Zelengrong. Kabui Samiti Manipur held a press meet at Kaihamthong Kabui Khul on the matter today. Speaking to media, Makuningpu said Kabui tribe is not a part of Zelengrong community. He appealed to followers of Zelengrong TRC not to mislead the public. He alleged the followers of trying to snatch away the culture of Kabukis by claiming the festival as their own. Stating that Zelengrong is the name of an association, he said Gangai festival cannot be held by an organization or association. He reiterated that there is a huge difference between religion, tribe and culture. The president of Kabui Samiti Manipur said the committee has been striving earnestly to preserve and promote the culture and tradition of the Kabui community since 1934 and assured of continuing the same.
Kabuyasi Manipur ki mayoro nadi lairawa betai akoi awata oina nungsin chanana hingmina riba furba amane maramaduna kabuyasi mutal ling musi kari mukoi ki aron ba ama lebigra haina chingna debangamde Jerenglo hai organization ki mingni kabuyaude aduga all Jerenglo organization hai bisu ai masa khangde maramdi maibon phawmoi do president hai bis ai recognize taude maramdi mahak na kabui ki maramda hai bi kemita mathau leite gangai hai bi mapudi thawai no oigedabani gangai expert committee su thawai no oigedabani expert committee ne hai bado khudak ta muthakkedabani aduga handak Manipur government ki cabinet na gangai ki maramda lokhi boware adusu atuba matamda handok bi haina Manipur government na ikai khomnaba loirana request tawjari.
Members of Nauria Pakhang Lakpa Block Congress Committee today carried out protest demonstrations demanding immediate disqualification of 12 ruling MLAs who were appointed as parliamentary secretaries by the state government. Protesters held various placards during the sit-in held at Indira Gandhi Community Hall in Mekola, Kaithil. They also carried out a rally from Nauria Pakhang Lakpa Block Congress Committee office till the Community Hall. Speaking on the sidelines, MPCC Secretary S. Manauton condemned that the Election Commission of India has failed to disqualify the 12 MLAs, superseded the order of the High Court of Manipur to disqualify them.
Aingi oina khwaidagi wangaba court amana pirakpa judgment adu kanagumba amna challenge tawbusu nattabada thabak oina pangthoktana sum thamba haibase ain bu thoksadi haibani maram aduna Congress party na mari lenaba miyoi singna tabiraktabadagi aikhoigi makha taba procedure oina khwaidagi wangba ain ge apex body mo riba Supreme Court of India da parliamentary secretary oiramba miyoi 33 sigi honorable High Court of Manipur na piriba judgment se pangthokpa ya hanbiu natraga masiga mari lenaba action ji paikat pidre Election Commission of India na paikat pidre haibasigi matik chaba maram kaya ma yaurga khoi Supreme Court ta petition file tawkhre ain buikai khumnagani amadi sambidan gi wafam khudimang ngakna chatkani haidana wasakhiba mayam amana sambidan amadi ain buikai khumnaraktragadi lebaksida khoi ain thambagi mathau tade.
Government college teachers have decided to start a cease work strike from February 22nd if government fail to issue order to implement 7th pay commission by February 20th. Speaking to media at Manipur Press Club today, President of All Manipur College Teachers Association M. Lokendra said they have been demanding the 7th pay scale since July 30 of 2019. He maintained that state cabinet on August 6 last year took decision to implement the same but has failed to issue an order to make it effective till date.
August ki tarikh taruk da lograba state cabinet na Manipur government na college ozasing da revised 7 UGC pay scales piragani in the line of Manipur government gi employees in the piriba adugi line da pirani haibagi wareba ma UGC regulations 2018 ji without any modification and without any relaxation madu adopt tawni haiba wareb asigi wareb sida ngasi phawda order thorak taragadi ozasing ne kari gi langoni ozasing di life tak da yadabani life tak da bani amakna sadra jingi fanabagi damakta ozasing class to waina ngasi loina tawri abji February ki tarikh kun bawudi without any hindrance class to gani adu second February 2nd 22nd sidagi di tamangamde.
Government teachers continue protest demonstration demanding 7th UGC pay and regulations at 2018 under the banner of Federation of Government College Teachers Association Pagokta. Teachers of DM College of Teacher Education Imphal stays a sit-in and demanding the same today. Teachers of DM College of Arts, Moirang College, Manipur College and Imphal College also staged protest meets under the banner of Federation of Government College Teachers Association, praising their demands for 7th pay scale. Members of a roadside vendor welfare association, Kwaranban Market, carried out a protest rally on the BT Road around 1 this afternoon, demanding to construct a separate temporary market shade for street vendors. A team led by Imphal West Police Additional SP Operation L Emerged intercepted the protesters upon reaching a Congress Bhavan. Speaking to media, one protester appealed to the government to construct a temporary market shade for street vendors. The protester also appealed to authorities concerned to remove the wastes piled up at the existing temporary market. An eminent and one of the pioneer digital video album and digital feature filmmakers of Manipur, Homan Diwai, is bedridden after both his kidneys failed to function normally. Kidney transplant seems to be a distant possibility due to financial constraints. It is uncertain if people can see his future projects anymore. A special report.
Homan Diwai, popularly known as Homan Diwai, venture in the field of Manipur films 25 years ago. His films are much loved and popular among film enthusiasts of Manipur. From his celluloid films like Thambal, Khontang, and Sanaman Bisanare, many popular digital Manipuri films are to his credit. Homan Diwai has envisaged many more films, but now it is unsure whether he can make any more films or not, considering his frail condition. Homan Diwai's directorial debut is Raja. His popular films are Yaiskugi Pakhang Angauba, Dr. Hemogi Heloi, Dr. Yaima, Mitrang Kaithel, BDF Thasana, Aidi Thamoi Pikre, Ningtha, Ai Actor Natte, etc. His films are a source of entertainment and inspiration for the development of film industry of Manipur. He is not only a director but lyricist, story and screenplay writer as well. Many actors and actresses have got famous after working in his films. He has bagged 5 awards for his films, including Best Director, Best Film, Best Story, Best Screenplay and 2 Best Lyricists conferred by Manipur State Film Festival.
Album si am kanna matam du album gi India da album gi am channa bi makanna lak bai tar adai na Manipur da oithokpa ya bagi mong leina na khallaga nusi mai thong na album khak tawe hana yana masi mayam yam pambi gi bai tar matam du da adagi album je mathang tawra matung da ai ahana film si aina cameraman oiraga number film ni phairen thagi angau relation sina aduga ai ahana direction bi gi ba film di Raja ai ba film se phangi ba paisa sina imung manung yam phajana nuwa apu dana ri yam nungai ba pusi marena mo oini haibu di masi madi thajate akoi nong gi hen tu ma rai dune chidi ta sengna ba kala se pamdiru gi kathok pa duni film tawriba isinau sing Manipur lai mayam se sima tawdagi yam nungai gi haiba ama bo lai tai tare.
Homan Diwai started feeling unwell while directing I Actor Natte in 2019, following which he went for diagnosis to Delhi in December, the same year, where he came to know that most part of both of his kidneys have been affected. He is now undergoing kidney dialysis and bedridden, unable to take off any film projects. For him, kidney transplant is beyond possibility due to financial problem.
Na ba haurakpasi di ai kuiraba jane da khoi na sida khoi sigi film da ngaujaba chongjaba se samna ra de akhoi sawa thakku matam khana nai gan de akhoi simba thabak to sing se sim masa problem ji sum create torok ne khara stage si khitang henjan gi bana transplant to gi khulung sab le raga di tawge na khalli adu transplant to haibu si su sai gi sen thungi phibam ma yam saungna leibani na adu gi su matha sabam dinu oiba.
Pointing out that there have been countless instances of unfortunate loss of lives and abdication of jobs among film fraternity members owing to immense hardships facing them and lack of alternate source of income. Homen Diwai appealed to the state government for its continuous impartial attention towards the matter. He also disclosed that efforts are underway to produce the sequel of his much anticipated two blockbuster films, namely Yaskulgi Pakhang Angauba and Dr. Hemogi Heloi at the earliest. He also assured to produce much more inspiring films in the near future once he recovers and get back on his feet.
Our artists in the Hangway, Sabak Gang Subang Amakrakana, Makoina, Nupianga, Kamana, Takan Habsi, the same account of Midkup, Yauki of Natia, my Amasu, no item, when a Kanga Imang the Sigana, but I am to talk about them. And Tundala River, Sing City, when Sarkar and Mian Ketang Giraga Haitare, Pilam Puram, Manipur, Yakuju Puram Lady Go, since you can't Tangnari, Pilam Police Shemnava, Shemni, Habigi, Ayabasu Lady Lake Rabanego, I don't budget Tuna Shembirakana, Tung Horokaduriba, Uzu, changes from Zuriba, Sing Kitang, Hingbra, Sangiba, Masaxing Haitare, Kitang Equator, Kurung Sao, Pibi Ragati, Equi Makatana, Bangalina, Tung Horokado Wangang, Sinju, Pilsida, Hena, Tawayan Sankilanaba. Sarkar the hygienic. Yaskun Pakhang Angauba Part 2, Dr. Hemogi Heloi Part 2, Utona was Hem Sajare. I am a loin about skip Ibadilu Shalavang Atani. I have film singer to the Kabijak.com, a lady Sendo Yahingtum de, a lady Pane Shakaragin. I have a film singer said, I Makatana, Swedina, my Ambra, I Haksang in a Kalaga, Abdi Nadiaktana, Ali Makatana, I get treatment singing soup, and Satavanga Magadi, I Makatana Muk, film singer Pantoke, Namake Kali.
Well-known Manipuri film director Homen Rowaikom, commonly known as Homen Diwai, has been suffering from chronic kidney disease and also required a huge amount of money for his kidney transplantations. So it is the right time for the concerned authority to look into this matter, and also it is high time to make a proper film policy for the welfare of the artists and for the welfare of the Manipur film industries. And also, it is our duty to protect and to save our precious gems of the state. With camera person El Kabi, this is Ketermayum Premchan reporting for Impact News, Imphal.
Manipur reported 7 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 out of the total 1,845 test results received today. As per State Health Department and COVID-19 Command Control Room, a press release at 5 p.m. today, Manipur's total confirmed COVID-19 cases have reached 29,137, out of which 77 are active cases. No death case has been reported in the past 24 hours. Death toll remains at 373. State reported 15 recoveries in the past 24 hours, rising the cumulative recovered cases to 28,687. Manipur's recovery rate stands at 98.45%. First phase COVID-19 vaccination for frontline workers and healthcare workers has started at Jiribam District Hospital in Ningxingkul today. DC Jiribam W. Malim Nganba Chinglei, additional SPLO Jiribam H. Basulal and Chief Medical Officer Jiribam Dr. E. Okendro monitored the drive. As Sanjeev pharmacies got the first COVID-19 jab during the vaccination program. Altogether, 69 people were vaccinated as per report received from CMO Jiribam. Now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we begin news on updates on coronavirus cases in India and the world. We'll be back with the details after the break. Keep watching Impact News.
Banthubi Housing Finance Company Limited, regulated by RBI, specified as a financial institution by the Ministry of Finance, Government of India under SURFACE Act 2002. First license holder public limited housing finance company in the entire northeastern region of India, completed its 15 years of service. Provides home loan with a subsidy amount up to Rs 2.67 lakh under PMAY Credit Link Subsidy Scheme, PMAY CLSS Housing for All by 2022 mission. Government or private employees, businessmen can apply. For more details, kindly contact Banthubi Housing Finance Company Limited or reporter Amam Laikai Imphal.
Welcome back. You're watching Tuesday Primetime English Bulletin on Impact News. India has recorded a single-day spike of 9,110 new cases of coronavirus, taking the country's COVID-19 case load to 1,08,48,521 in the last 24 hours. As per the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, death toll has reached 1,55,158 with 78 new COVID-19 fatalities. On the positive note, recovered cases have reached 1,05,48,521 with 14,616 new recoveries. Country's recovery rate touches 97.25%. Kerala has the highest infection of above 65,000 active cases in the country. Over 62 lakh people have been vaccinated against coronavirus in India so far. Globally, coronavirus has infected nearly 10 crore 70 lakh people, 83,000 people above 2 crore 3 lakh 38,000 people have died, and recoveries are above 7 crore 89 lakh 61,000. USA has the highest active cases of above 97 lakh 11,000 in the world. China, from where the pandemic started, has only 1,057 active cases of COVID-19. Chief Engineer, National Highway of Public Works Department T. Ravindra Kumar has assured of blacktopping of the deplorable Mayai Lambi from Mayang Imphal Bazaar to Mayang Imphal Bengun. Speaking exclusively to Impact News today, Ravindra Kumar said he came across a substandard blacktopping of road between Mayang Imphal Bazaar and Mayang Imphal Bengun, National Highway 137A, through media reports. He said the relevant AE and EE have been already instructed to take stock of the road condition and to get in touch with the contractors concerned.
National Highway 137 Mayang Faldigina Bengun Bogi Marakta, Hogi Kolas Tabasi, Kairiba, Craig Laktana, Kenotoriba Miamaki Walkman said the Kidam Pajadeva Singsi, Luinamam Kaktal Halakasan Square type, Adagina Dragana Kadano, I take Nama Pakto, Lokto Halakanda, Nona, the Bianga Bisigam relate on Nava, Akui instruction I can send in Acta Pamiba, Singda instruction Bizagre, Adogam Hoisi Taurakanda, Taholan Damdan, Tok the Basuyaroi, Mogi maintenance period, any Akai to him when I don't maintain Taurakan like a Dobini. Quality di yakuna bidawrina so kailonga so compromise tawro habisi thamjari.
Residents of Laifrakpam along with Lilong MLA will look into repair of Laifrakpam Road in Lilong constituency, which has been left unfinished by the relevant work agency. Speaking to media at Laifrakpam Mamang Laikai today, one resident, Krishnam Anand, said repair of Laifrakpam Road started before the recent by-election, but it has not been completed till date. He said locals have repeatedly urged the relevant agency to resume their works, but to no avail. Krishnam Anand also appealed to authorities concerned to repair Oinam Sawongbong Road, which is one of the important routes of Laifrakpam residents at the earliest.
Tabasibu Pibida Agency, Club Family Mara Pibina, Atu the Lotion Birohina Matamka, Tazakre Dubu, Masi Makatana, Semakta Budagi, Oken, Emelega Tanaraga, and BSA 2 Matam Daiko Sebzana, Sem Sazareduna, Makatana, Ana Pibina Agencina, Masida Lakpiraga, Lambisi Siembada, Yet Pidanava, Lepracum Mamalaka, the Labor Club, Mara Pibi, Lepracum Apunba, Club Mara Pibi Singer from the Singereduga, Ego in Ensemble, Lepracum, Roda Sisu, Ego Object Pibam Tina Songa Labidagi, Masia Quena Tigazaruda, PMJSY Makada. Saliva Sahishida, Koila Sanaba, program Meduna, Tabak Subiga Agencina, Nonzuta Lakmanga, Lambisi with Samson Meduna, Mayamda, Prasamiangi, Yakanaba, one of the Matang Pang.
Tobacco items seized from various places by Food Safety Wing Imphal East worth around 1,80,000 rupees were set ablaze today. Imphal East Chief Medical Officer Dr. A.L. Indira laid in destroying the tobacco product Roshan near Imphal East CMO office in Porompat. The tobacco products were destroyed with approval of Manipur Pollution Control Board and instruction of the relevant court.
$420 kg of speed Roshan scented khaini asi dispose tawjabagi program ne item sing se akhoi gi Imphal East lariba dukan mayam sidagi akhoi gi food safety gi wing na chalaga mamangi tha khara sidai da akhoi phagalakpa item ngakta ni akhoi gi ayaba malawra matungda akhoi gi kanoda showroom da thama matungda court ki order gi rai se tara matungda si dispose tawba yare haidana akhoi Manipur pollution control board ki ayaba su logjaraga ngasi gi numit sidai da akhoi na dispose tawna program se sinjabane market price se masi 1,80,000 sigi value oidoiba.
Protest demonstration against the acquittal of former ADC Chandwal chairman Lukosejo in 2018 multi-crore drug case continue even today. Members of Haurebi Apunba Nupilok HUYD Club, Northern Club Haurebi under the banner of Nimpal stays a sit-in at Haurebi Awanglekai today demanding reapplication of the case at the High Court. Protest demonstration over the same under the banner of All Manipur Women's Social Reformation and Development Samaj, Nupi Samaj, were held at Wangkai Ayangpali, Lilong Haurebi, Nungoy Aripad, Sagolban at Wangkai Ayangpali, Laimagaithel by Nongpok Lengak Apunban Nupiluk. Managing Director of Asha Kamal Agro Private Limited, Ajit Kumar Hairang Konjam, has encouraged people in the state to cultivate mushrooms. Speaking at the valedictory event of a 3-month-long leadership development training course organized by Farmers Producers Company at Langthabal Lep Mayai Lekai today, Ajit Kumar said one can grow mushrooms on haze instead of wasting them and contribute in boosting the state's income. Stating that Manipur is well equipped with many agri and horticulture technicians and experts, he appealed to the government to extend necessary help to make Manipur a self-reliant state. Manipur Student Federation organized the 15th anniversary of academic campaign Aikoi Lairik Ningthina Tamsi at Moirang Multipurpose Higher Secondary Ground today. Principal of Moirang College, Konjengbam Anand, Social Scientist Dr. Dhanavir Laishram, President of Manipur Student Federation, Sajad Boyamayum, attended the event. Kanglei Park, Loina Salon, Apunba Marok, KLAM held its 19th Foundation Day at Manipur Hindi Parishad Old Assembly Road today. KLAM felicitated writer Yumnam Ishangtem Somana to Rameshwar Sarungbam of Yaripop Vishnunaha. Art and Culture retired Assistant Director H. Chitra Awadi, Dr. Mankomani Mongsaba and other eminent persons attended the event. MoMA Assistant Director K.H. Nimai Chan and experts of Agri and Horticulture Department have inspected the cultivation of mustard plants and other vegetables near Ngairinbam village in Imphal West District. Experts advise the farmers on how to keep their crops free of pests. BJP Kishan Morcha Manipur Pradesh held its state executive meeting at Kuki Inn in Imphal's Babuparat. Kishan Morcha President K. Ningthem Jao and executive members of Kishan Morcha took part in the meeting to deliberate on the roles of Kishan Morcha for the upcoming general election and to raise public awareness on various central and state welfare schemes for farmers and the public in general.
State ki oina district khudingi mandalangi president ayamba khoi loina ngasi loina attend tawre aruga simmaja khoina mohoida awareness sama tawga samana ngasi program je pangthopani haidi lakdoi election si matang da khoi kisan moja na kari tawbu yai kari thawdang lobu yai Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji gi makha da khoi gi state single leriba khoi gi BJP government na paiba orga su pai draba su ngasi khoi gi Manipur da BJP government na paiba ni na khoi gi Honorable Chief Minister Sri Biren Singh gi makha da khoi ngasi gi Agriculture Minister leriba khoi gi kisan gi haiba khoi gi lomui sing gi thawgai mayam singse khoina matik chana pangthoga ekoi election da campaign ano campaign amoina mache ekoi mapung phana pangthona ba khoi ngasi program si pangthok jabani.
BJP Kairao Mandal also held its executive committee meeting and took various resolutions to strengthen BJP's foothold in Kairao Assembly constituency today. BJP Kairao Mandal organized a meeting at MLA L. Rameshwar's residence in Kiamgai Mamang Laikai in the constituency. Speaking at the meet, MLA L. Rameshwar urged BJP Kairao Mandal to strengthen the mass enrollment drive to secure at least 15,000 votes out of the total 28,000 voters in constituency for the upcoming elections. MLA Rameshwar handed over 1 lakh rupees to Kairao Kendra BJP Mahila Mandal for carrying out a mass enrollment drive. Attendees paid floral tributes to BJP leaders on the occasion. New Zealand is suspending all high contact with Myanmar and imposing a travel ban on its military leaders following last week's coup. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern today said New Zealand will also ensure its aid program will not include projects that are delivered with or benefit the military government. New Zealand's aid program was worth about $30 million between 2018 and 2021. The United States has demanded immediate and full restoration of the democratically elected government in Myanmar and said that America stands with elected representatives of the Asian nation. Reiterating his concern over the situation in Myanmar, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has been reaching out to regional leaders in Asia to call for collective and bilateral action to create conditions for the recent military coup in the country to be reversed. While policymakers in New Delhi were clear about their commitment to restoring democracy in Burma, with which the country shares a 1,600-kilometer border, there was also a realization that pragmatic adjustments were necessary to engage with the military, which remains the pivot of several political systems in Asia. Meanwhile, demonstrators against Myanmar's military takeover took to the streets again in defiance of new rules that make their protests illegal. Myanmar police used water cannons against the protesters on Monday, reported to be the first since the rallies kick-started. Now the sports news. Remaining matches of 5th MNCA Elite Tournament and the 5th Played Cricket Tournament held under the aegis of Manipur Cricket Association will start from February 15th. The two tournaments commence on January 28th at 4 venues. Meanwhile, arrangements are all set to commence Vijay Hazare Cricket Tournament under the aegis of BCCI from February 20 to March 14. Selection trials to form a Manipur team for the tournament kicked off at Luang Pokpa Cricket Stadium, Luang Sangbam today. The trial will continue till February 14. Association Executive Council has resolved to halt the tournament's matches due to the selection trials. Two look matches of Fort Lamlai Kendra village-wise with invitees of other Kendra Mains Open 7A side football tournament were played today. Lamlai Students Idol Club organized the tournament. In the 54th leg, Kongpal FC defeated LKFC Nongada by 2-0. For the winners, O Ranjan and W Indrajit netted 1 goal each. While in the 55th leg match, Hangang FC defeated GPS Yumnam Kuno by 4-2. For the winners, Herojit scored 2 goals, Bikas and Orbit scored 1 goal each, and for the losing team, Ken scored 2 goals. While in the 56th league match, LSIC Team C, Lamali secured a walkover win as their opponent team, Pukhao FC, failed to turn up. 4 subsequent league matches of the tournament will be played tomorrow. 7 Manipuri judokan are taking part in the selection trials under Judo Federation of India to form Indian team for Olympic qualifying event in Asia Oceania Judo Championship this year. Selection trial started today and will continue till tomorrow at Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium in New Delhi. Female players El Susila, Matauleibi Huidrom, T. Inunganbi, C.H. Rebina, Y. Sanathoy, M. Indubala and one male player, El Jagadish, are taking part in the trial. Physical and mental fitness campaign under Naksha Mukta Bharat campaign kicked off at Heman Nilamani Ngakha Lampak Sports Complex. Ngakha Lawai Awang Sports Association organized the event under the aegis of District Administration Bishnupur. Footballs were presented to the club on the occasion. District Social Welfare Officer N. Jyotis said the campaign aimed to street youths away from drug abuse towards physical fitness. Around 70 attendees, including budding footballers and their families, attended the event.
Nisagi koi maya kabi nisadi kamain laptop sige angang singna kamaina sana bakona beri illa yogal laga lari lai sude illa laga adu moda koi na kamaina masi nisagi maya kabi nisasi kano sidagi laptop naba adu gi kano dani adu ga amana amuksu koi myam changa afaba samas ama yam free over drug free over society ma drug free over India ma koi na Bharat sangatchi haibagi pandam da koi na samu Bharat campaign se koi nasi stage la ibani.
14th Manipur State League will kick off in the second week of March under the aegis of All Manipur Football Association. Press release from AMFA Assistant General Secretary M. Nilo said I-League players cannot participate in the upcoming Manipur State League. Entry fee for the league is 5,000 rupees. Manager meeting will be held on February 25th and last day of entry form submission on March 6th. Wafa Wangoi and LYCC Liwa Channing have beat their opponents in their respective matches of the ongoing 11 Sahit Manoranjan Singh Memorial CRPF State Open Football Tournament. 143rd Battalion CRPF Lampalpat and Imphal West District Football Association jointly kicked off the tournament at Sai Sports Complex in Takil on February 6. The tournament will continue till February 27th. In today's fifth match, Wafa Wangoi drubbed GDZ Tinungai by 4-0. For the winners, E. Joy Kishan netted 1 goal at 21st and 25th minute. Semintang and T.H. Rohit scored 1 goal each at 74th and 19th minute to enter the pre-quarter final match. While in the sixth league match of the tournament, LYCC Liwa Channing defeated Rao Larik Yengbam Laikai by 4-3 to enter the pre-quarter final stage. For the winners, S.K. Dame netted 2 goals at 11th and 22nd minute. Dimag Chote and Bidin Par scored 1 goal each at 73rd and 77th minute of the match. For the losing team, Lamjingba, Jitain and Ronald scored 1 goal each at 13th, 26th and 39th minute of the match. While Neko Nambul Mapal secured walkover win in the 7th match of the tournament to enter the pre-quarter final as the opponent SYC Tamenglong failed to show up. 2 subsequent matches will be played tomorrow. The State Thangta Championship is still going on. The championship is held under the aegis of Huen Lalong Thangta Association of Manipur at Thangta Shanglin, Yunam Huidrom starting February 7th. In today's match of Funaba Ama under 44 kg senior women's category, S. Sanatombi of Thangta Mahikol Yumnam Huidrom bagged gold, while Pahulashi Mayai Koibi students T.H. Lakshmi and A. Hemabati bagged silver and bronze medals respectively. In today's match of Funaba Ani under 44 kg senior women's category, A. Anjana of Chinga Lairindi Thangta Singjamai bagged gold and KSH Henthoi of Old Jiribam Thangta Association bagged silver medal. In under 46 kg senior men's Funaba Amma match, Telhaiba of Chinga Lairenbi Thangta Singjamai bagged gold, and in under 58 kg category, CH Abbas of Ibulho Korohanba Thangta got gold medal. In above 65 kg junior boys Funaba Ani match, the Jane Sagolsim of Thangta Mahikol Yumnam Huidrom bagged gold, H. James of KMTA Palel got silver, and Jackson Potsangbam of Pahulashi Maikoibi got bronze medal. 427 boys and 246 girls from 42 units of various districts are competing in various categories of the championship. Subsequent matches of the championship will be played tomorrow. England has beat India by 227 runs in the first Test match. In the first Test match played between the two countries at Chennai's M.A. Chidambaram Stadium since February 5th, England won toss. Batting first, England made 578 runs with 10 wickets down in the first inning. India scored 337 runs with 10 wickets down in the first inning. England scored 178 runs with 10 wickets down in the second inning and lies ahead of India by 419 runs. On the last day of the match today, India scored 192 runs with 10 wickets down in the second inning and lost the match by 227 runs. Virat Kohli scored 72 runs and Subhash Gill scored 50 runs, while England's bowler Jack Leach scored 4 wickets and James Anderson scored 3 wickets in the inning. England's batsman Joe Root, who scored 218 runs in the first inning, bagged Player of the Match title. The second Test match between the two countries will be held at Chennai's M.A. Chidambaram Stadium from January 13 to 17. And before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. House unanimously passes 6 demands for grants amounting 525 crore 16 lakh 60,000 rupees at 5th day of the 12th session of 11th Manipur Legislative Assembly. Chief Minister Nongphamong Biren appeals to Federation of Government College Teachers Association to withdraw agitation. Combined team arrests 2 miscreants who were trading drugs by abusing police and press stickers from different places of Imphal East District. Joint Action Committee against proposed diversion of Kangpokpi bypass of National Highway No. 2 withdraws proposed 72 hours interstate Chakapat. Manipur reports 7 new confirmed cases of COVID-19. No COVID fatality in last 24 hours. Death toll remains at 373. And India logged single-day spike of 9,110 new COVID-19 cases, taking country's tally above 1 crore 8 lakh 48,000. Recovery rate stands above 97%. That's all we have for today. Thanks for being with us. Coming up next is Primetime Manipur Bulletin from Rina Thingujam. For more news updates, you may also follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube. Until then, good night.